Arsenal are looking for a centre forward. This one also shocked me a little bit, but it comes in from David Ornstein, and I was talking to CBS. So David Ornstein is kind of an insider journalist. Like, he has a lot of sources from the inside, and he says Arsenal are interested in signing a centre forward, midfielders, and also a fullback. But what's interesting is that ever since that story broke, we have been linked with almost 4-5 players in that position, like strong links.
Yes.
The first question is, do we need another centre forward as we go into the UEFA Champions League?
Oh yes, we definitely need another centre forward. It's not enough. Even if we had all three of them, Jesus and Nketiah and Balogun, I still feel we need something different in terms of our forward line. And also, we all know Nketiah is not like a clinical finisher. We all know that, and Jesus is not probably going to get it that he goes next season because he's a different kind of player. And I think Balogun is not 100% ready for the Premier League. So I definitely think we need a striker. We got a good one in Jesus last season, but at the time after we knew Aubameyang had gone in January and Lacazette was going in the summer, we wanted 2 strikers, but we only got 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, and we let Balogun go, so we only remained with 2 strikers for the whole season. Yes, people say Martinelli can play there. That was before Trossard came in, but I still think we need that striker who, if they're happy to be on the bench and maybe start a few games, because sometimes I look at it like that Bournemouth game. Yes, we ended up getting the winner, but I always look at it like his crosses. I could see Zinchenko with the ball on the left side. He can't really cross the ball because it's Martinelli in the box with some giants of Bournemouth defenders. So he needs something different, like a Giroud. Like, if you can get a Giroud from 6 years ago, I'd be so happy to have someone like that. But yes, I do think we need another striker.
Actually, I would disagree with you a little bit, just a little bit. I wouldn't take the Giroud 6 years ago. I'll take Giroud for the last 3 years. From now, counting the last 3 years. From 2018, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when he wins the World Cup. That's when he wins. Does he win the Champions League during that time with Chelsea, or was it the Europa League?
Chelsea. I think he won the Champions League with Chelsea. I think he scored against Sevilla.
Yeah, exactly. And the Italian Serie A with AC Milan. Yeah. So I'll take the Giroud, the older Giroud, the older version, the one that doesn't waste a lot of chances. So I also kind of agree with you. You feel like this Arsenal side just needs that kind of striker that is so competent in front of goal. Like, that is his specialty. You need someone whose specialty is competence and being clinical in front of goal. Like, if we got someone like that, can also score different kind of goals, jumping into the air, holding off players, and shrugging them off, like Haaland does, or like Ivan Toney does. I would definitely be comfortable.
I'm going to put a crazy name out to you because he's very good in headers and pace and stuff. Would you get someone like an Antonio from West Ham?
Antonio, the age could be something, the age, but
he's not clinical. He's not clinical like that, but in terms of headers and stuff.
I love his game. I love his other attributes to the game. I tell you what, better than nothing, I'll take Antonio. Like, better than nothing, I'll take Antonio. And of course, you remember they have Skamaka already, so they'll be willing maybe to negotiate. They'll be willing to listen to a few offers.
And also, there's a chance they could get relegated. I don't think they will, but there's a chance.
Yeah, there is a chance. And of course, I want them to be relegated to get taken right. Very surprised, right? So Osimhen is one of the players that have been linked with us. Not the first time, of course. Even through the summer, even through the other years, he's been linked with Arsenal. With this interview with Sky, he said, my dream is to play in the Premier League. I want to play in the Premier League. And that has actually brought a lot of excitement, especially in Man United fans. But that doesn't mean he's going to sign for Man United, does it? He's now been linked with us. And Fabrizio have made it clear that Arsenal would like to sign a player at centre forward. It is not Victor Osimhen only. And right now, there are no talks. The reason that's why I would not take Osimhen a year ago is he had not proven to me that he can score 18, 19, 20, 25 goals in a campaign. This season, he's the best striker for me right now in Europe. And if Napoli win the Italian Serie A, there is one name they'll have to praise. It's Victor Osimhen. Your striker turning up in a season where you need him to turn up, right? Scoring every kind of goal. Is that kind of lonely striker as well. You can play as a lone striker when you're playing tough games and you're soaking up the pressure. His hold up play is very good. I like him. I really, really like him this season. Would you take Victor Osimhen? Is he the kind of striker that we are lacking, or his attributes are very similar to what we have right now?
I mean, I think if he joins a team like us, I think that kind of takes away Jesus, because you take him back to the bench. Jesus, I don't know if they can play together, but should I take him? My goodness, I will pay for the petrol to go and get him. Osimhen, oh my goodness. If we win the league, I think we have a slight advantage over teams like Man United. Obviously, they can still attract players and everything. Man City can pay more, Newcastle can pay more probably, but also the playing style. I think it fits into the play style of Man City and Arsenal and teams like Brighton. The way Napoli play, absolutely enjoyable. Those guys put 5 past Juventus, I think 4 or 5 past Liverpool because of how they play. Yeah. Always attacking, relentless. Even if they're 3 goals up, they're still attacking, and it fits into that kind of game with Kvaratskhelia. I think we have our own Kvaratskhelia in Martinelli. I think we have our own Lozano in Saka. I think we have our own Zielinski, Odegaard in midfield and everything, all those guys that he is used to playing with. So I'd definitely take him, and he adds a lot, man. In the box, he's very dangerous. Headers, left foot, right foot combination play. That is basically you're signing a striker that I don't think Arsenal have ever signed before. Like, I don't think we've ever signed that kind of striker. Maybe Aubameyang, yes, Aubameyang was at the top of his game when you signed him. Maybe like a Z, but not too many you get. Even when you signed Thierry Henry wasn't really a striker. Wenger turned him into that. So Osimhen, you're signing a proven striker. He did not get the numbers that I think it was Lille and Wolfsburg or something. He was on the bench. Right now, he's absolutely on form. Actually, if I was him, I would not leave Napoli. I'd stay next season for another one season and see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And look, big credit to Napoli, because to scout him without having a major season like 20 goals, 25, and they paid a lot of money for him. They paid real big money for him. He's one of the most expensive African strikers, if I'm not wrong.
Right now, he should be the most expensive.
Yeah, the most expensive African striker. So to scout him and take him and they believed in him all the way. Do you know that clubs were willing to pay over 80 million for Osimhen even before he became this crazy?
Yeah, that was like last season and stuff, and right now he's become better. He's become better right now. So I would have loved to see Nigeria in the World Cup to see what he'd have done at the World Cup. But he's absolutely on fire, man. Like, when are they playing? I think they're playing next week in the Champions League. I expect him to score again. Even against Lazio and they lost, he hit the post. He's a major threat. Those kind of strikers who, when defenders know they're up against him, they won't be able to sleep. Now, imagine defenders are thinking about, oh my goodness, Saka, Jesus, Martinelli, Smith Rowe is there, Odegaard, and they've added Osimhen on top of that. That would be absolutely crazy. So those are the kind of signings that would definitely have in the title race once again next season, and maybe fighting for the Champions League. So I'd love if we get him. If it's meant to, that's the only player we get, maybe 2 players, and Osimhen is one of them, and to take it.
Yeah, I would. Now, this is the talking point on Osimhen. Napoli wants not less than 100 million, and with Shakhtar proving that anyone can get 100 million from a player if they decide to.
Yeah.
With Benfica proving that you can get 120 million from a player if you decide to be patient, right? Napoli will be taking notes. Napoli have been taking notes from all these clubs, because to be honest, Napoli are not going to keep all this talent for the next 5 years. It's impossible.
Yeah.
They will sell Kavicha Kvaratskhelia, they'll sell Osimhen, they'll sell Politano maybe, they'll sell Zielinski, they'll sell some of the players in there, the likes of Zombongis as well. But if we had a budget like 150 million, right?
Yeah.
Would you splash the 100 on Victor Osimhen?
Yes, 100%. He's a proven striker. I would do it. Like, I would not want to see Osimhen at Man United. I know that would improve them more than 100%. I don't want that.
Exactly.
So it's about, and we've not really, as I said, we've not really fought for players like this and bought players and beat rivals to players like this. So how about we do it now? We can do it now. I definitely get him. I personally, right now, I don't think like striking is our biggest problem or anything. But if you get a chance to sign a player like this who has scored double figures in the last like 5 seasons in a row, double figures, 12, 10, 19, 18, all those goals, and this season is not over, he could easily get 30 goals. This is a very, very easy. The way he scores 2 goals per game, it's crazy. So this is a player who's absolutely proven now. He's played in 3 different leagues or 4 in Germany, in Italy as well, in France, in Belgium. He's been around, and I'm not sure how old he is at the moment, but
I think it's 23. 23.
That's a very good age. That is a very good age.
Like, he still has like 9 years at the top level. 9 years.
Yeah, you actually almost spot, and he just turned 24 recently. So I think that's still almost the same thing. So it definitely does fit into the kind of player we are signing as well. That kind of age, he will be there for a few years too. 100 million is good. People are signing players for 130 million, 20 million and stuff. So you have to do it. You have to splash it. I think we're the only team who's never done that. Man United have done that with Pogba, Sancho, Maguire. Chelsea have done that a lot. Modric, Fernandes. Liverpool have done that with Alisson and Van Dijk. Man City have done it with Grealish. I think we now need to also pay up for that kind of player.
True. Look, if Arsenal do it, we will have smashed our transfer record. I don't think it's that. Yeah, by far, really by far. And I hope it happens. Really, I hope we go for a striker that is, top notch, really top notch. Now, talking about players that are top notch, there is also talk of Arsenal being interested in strikers and players. Actually, not strikers, but players that have experience as we embrace the UEFA Champions League stage. We've been linked with Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro Martinez is also linked with Real Madrid right now, as linked with Tottenham Hotspur as well again. Is he a player who take just for Champions League, just for the pedigree, Champions League qualities, done it over some time, and his general quality as a player has always been, I think, at the top.
Yes, but sometimes, every time I watch him, he misses a lot of chances.
Yeah, he does.
You see, the reason why he did not play the knockout stages for Argentina and Alvarez replaced him is because he missed a lot of chances in the first 2 games, and Alvarez was brought to the team, and he actually played very well with Messi after that. He's a very good player. Yes, he can play different positions, right side, left side, up front and stuff. He's used to it. He's won a World Cup now. He's used to all that. Say, yeah, winner. But I think there would be better names out there. He would add experience, yes. But I would not be keen, like 100% keen. Like, I'd not be like, oh my goodness, Tottenham are getting him, we need to get him. No, I'd be like, well, let them get him, no problem. So I'm not really, it doesn't really tick all the boxes for me. Maybe a couple, but not all the boxes at the moment. Last season, I think we talked about him last season, and I said yes, but every time I've watched him since, it's like missing a lot of chances and a bit wasteful. Yeah,
he's been Inter Milan's main talisman this campaign. Actually, I think last campaign. And
it depends on how much as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
how much you're paying for him.
But for I think he's one of those players that could create a difference for us when we play at the big stage. I looked at him against Barcelona, and he was very, very superb. Not even just scoring the goals, but he's more of a player who can turn into a Karim Benzema, like a Karim Benzema kind of guy. That kind of guy that raises up on the big stage. And that's what we need. If we're going to win the Champions League in the next 2 years, while we are still a hot property, you need those players that rise up on the occasion. I think he's one of those. I think it's one of those that I'll go, okay, for 30 million, come to Arsenal.
For 30 million, I'd take it. For 30 million, I'd take it. But crazy numbers like 60, 70, no, 30 million, I'd take him. No problem with that.
Yeah. The last 2 strikers that, of course, they are always going to be linked with everyone. Randa Kolo Muani, France. Marcus Thuram, France. Marcus Thuram is on a free, right? And he's having an amazing season at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Kolo Muani is not on a free, but he's highly likely to leave. I'm going to ask you this. Would you just get a Marcus Thuram on a free? Or because Kolo Muani for me is the better player. Like, I've watched the Bundesliga for like the last 2-3 weeks, and I'm really, really impressed with Kolo Muani. But would you feel like there is no experience, so there is nothing we get from those two, or would you feel like, yeah, just add them to the squad?
I think one of them scored in the World Cup for France. I can't remember who it was. He came on and scored. His dad was a very good defender. So I have Colomani in my German Bundesliga fantasy game. I have him up front with I don't remember who else, but I think Mola or someone. He's doing very well. Yes. I'd be happy to take Marcus Thuram from the league, and for on a free, I'd definitely be willing to take him. Obviously, I think, but still for both, I'd still need to see more. I'd still need to see more for sure. Yeah. I mean, they've just broken through after the World Cup and everything, and this year they're doing well. But I'd be willing to wait for them first. I'd not really pay. But if it's on free for Marcus Thuram, why not? So if he fits into the system as well, there's obviously that as well. If he fits into the system, and he's one of those players who can play on the left side as well on the right side, I'd be happy to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's wait and see if Arsenal will, try to go with the crazy names, like those big crazy names. The times when I like the crazy names, especially when you're doing transfer episodes, because people love crazy names. People like those big names.
Osimhen, if Osimhen signed for Arsenal, that would absolutely exciting signing. The Sky Sports would talk about him. Every YouTube channel would talk about him. Arsenal fans would buy his kits. Like you feel like you're waiting for next season. I've not really done that. Yes, we've signed some really good players, but I don't think most of those players that we've signed, most of the people who are like, nah, I'm not sure. Like when Tomiyasu signed, I don't think people are like, wow, Tomiyasu or Ben White or Ramsdale.
Tomiyasu is one of those ones that signed, and people were just happy that Bellerin had gone and we got a new right back. I think that's what happened with Tomiyasu. He had come in, when you come to fill a spot that no one is in, right? You're always more than enough.
Yeah, I think the last kind of signing we made like that was Partey, and even him is a midfielder. But Osimhen as a striker, you signed an exciting striker. I remember even Aubameyang when he signed for us, I was, oh my goodness, we need to watch a game with him, and he scored on his debut and everything. I think Osimhen would bring exactly that as well. So we need an exciting signing this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for watching the show. It has been really a lot of content in it. Of course, we'll be back with Glenn on some other day talking about the midfield situations and what will be our priorities in the summer. I wanted us to talk about Jude Bellingham, but that guy needs an episode because it's gonna be real crazy. And after the confirmation that Arsenal admire him, I know we won't sign him, but I want us to give it a try. I would like Arsenal to give it a try on Jude. But we'll talk about more of that, the likes of Moises Caicedo and all. Subscribe to Glenn. He's found on YouTube, Glenn Kitely, Everything Arsenal, and Glenn Kitely, Everything Football. So those two channels will give you everything you need in terms of sport and fantasy Premier League as well. Is my guy. You can find him on Twitter, Glenn Kitely. Is it also everything?
No, just Glenn Kitely. Everything for FC is like for Everything Arsenal tweets.
Absolutely. And we'll catch you in the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well.